Hi, it's Chris Croft here from successfultrainers.com. And I thought it'd be interesting to talk about marketing giveaways to you today. So I've never had a brochure. Brochures get out of date and they're expensive to print and they're really old-fashioned. You can look on my website if you want to know about what I do. And the website, of course, I can update all the time, so I don't have to leave you with a brochure that's going to be out of date when you look at it 3 months later. So no printed brochures. But I do find that it helps to have something to give a customer when I go and see them. So one of the things I give to customers are my little books. And these books are great because I give them out on the training courses, but also I can give them to customers as a PR thing. So I've had a few thousand of these printed, and it means that I can give out 10 or 20 on each course I do. So imagine if you do quite a lot of time management, you have 20 people on a course. And if you do 100 courses over a period of several years, that's 100 times 20, which is 2,000. So the economical number of books to get printed is probably 1,000 or 2,000, and you will get through those. But I would recommend not immediately printing books when you first start your training business, because you could just end up with a house full of books. Initially, you can get them printed on lulu.com. And they're very cheap on there. They're about £2 or £3 per book, so it's not bad. And then later on, when you're established and you know you're going to use hundreds, then you can go to a proper printer and get a whole load printed, and it works out even cheaper. So these work out at about £1 a book. So I can certainly afford to give those away on a training course. I give away £20 worth of books on each course I do, but I'm charging 1,000, and you can always charge 1,020 if you're worried about losing 20 quid. So books are really good. They do give you a certain amount of credibility because it shows that you've been able to write something and it's got your name on it. And customers are always impressed by books, even if it's only self-published on lulu.com or if you've had them printed. Customers still think, oh. And also if you give the customer a book, I mean, that's quite a nice meaty book there, isn't it? So if you give that to a customer, they're not going to throw it away. They're going to keep it on their desk. And then when they want someone to come in and do time management, they're going to think, where was that book from that guy? It's worth getting the cover properly designed, by the way. So I paid somebody to design this, and it cost about £100 or something to have it designed, which at the time I thought, I don't know. But I've had these books for years. I've given out thousands of them. It was worth getting them properly designed. However good you think you are at Word, I think it's worth getting a proper graphic designer to make a proper cover. So books are a good giveaway on courses, and they're a good giveaway for customers. And there are thousands of my books all over the place now in people's offices, and when they move to another company, they keep the books. They're not going to throw them away, are they? And then when they're thinking, who was that guy who did that training course? They will find the book. So that's books. Now, the other thing I want to show you is these little white cards. So when I turn up to do, say, a project management course, I turn up with these cards. And on one side, it's got the, I don't know if you can see that, but it's got the 12-step process, and on the other side it's got the diagrams that you should have if you're going to be running your project properly. So I've had these little cards made. Now again, you have to have a few thousand printed at a time. They cost about 20p to have made. I found that rather than having laminated paper, I quite like this white plastic, this printed PVC, and I've got it printed 2-colour. So they're quite nice. They do cost 20p a time, and I stopped making them for a while because they are quite difficult to get printed. But then I met somebody who'd had one of my cards in his pocket for 10 years. He kept it in his wallet. It was my negotiating card, and he kept it for 10 years in his wallet. And so, of course, it's got my phone number and my web address on, so it's a great bit of marketing. So I've had these made for about 50 different subjects. I've got a whole load of these cards in my house, and it means that whatever subject I'm teaching, I've got a card for it. The books, I've only got about 10 books just for my main top 10 subjects I teach, but the cards, I've got about 50. And it also means if I'm doing a big talk to a large number of people, I don't want to give everybody a book, I can still give them each a free card, which is quite nice. And sometimes if I go and see a customer, I might give them 4 or 5 cards. If there's several subjects they're thinking of doing, I might give them a card for each subject. So when I have the cards made, they arrive in boxes like this. This is the size of the box, and this is 200 of them in here. So you have to be fairly serious about the printing of these cards. It's difficult to get a small number made, although I suppose if you just wanted 50 or 100, you could maybe get some paper laminated type ones done by a local printer. But cards and books have been the best giveaways. They're what I have mostly given away to both customers and people on courses. I'd really recommend getting some of those as soon as you're at all established as a trainer. So I hope that's useful. That's one of the many things that we cover on my Successful Trainers program. And as always, if you're thinking about setting up in training, if you think training could be the thing for you, click on the link below this video, give me a call. If I can help you, I will.